So I need to get to the bar. I don't want the straps. What I need if you have the straps tight, it's great from the floor. When you get to above your knees, it pulls you forward, so you struggle getting them shoulders back because the suit's pulling you down. So what you need a higher chest on the suit. You need it higher on the front and lower on the back, so it's pulling you backwards.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's only little things. It's not major things, but I need to be able to get to the bar comfortable and not have to be stiff-legging it. You know, to bend my knees, get so I'm feeling comfortable. Not on the straps. Straps tight, but in a way where they're pulling you back, not forward.
So when you're coming to the bar, how much struggle is it going to take for you to get down to the bar where you're going to become?
It's not a big struggle. It's not a big struggle at all. It's not that hard to get to the bar.
Okay.
Really.
And that's how you need to have it, is what you're saying. You can't have it to the point where...
A bigger man, yeah. Smaller man, it's a lot different. I mean, because I talked to John about this, and when he was at his best, it took him 10 weeks to get into a suit properly.
Right.
He had to actually hook his fingers on a bar and pull himself down. Which way you carry on your belly, you know. If you've got a big stomach, you've got less time trying around at the bottom. You can't spend 30 seconds at the bottom if you've got a stomach like that. All that air can be gone. A smaller man can actually hold that in longer, and you can mess about down there and struggle to get down. But if you're able to do the pound, there's no way you're going to be able to stay down there that long.
So your grip, so like when you talk about that, saying you're thicker around the midsection, whatever. Do you feel with your grip? I mean, how much time do you really have to get to the bar and really grip and cinch in the way you want to? I mean, do you feel that's an issue sometimes, or?
Yes, sometimes it is. I'll be honest. It's when I'm warming up, especially when I'm warming up, it's really hard. Anything below 800 pounds, I find it hard getting down to the bar. I've got to just do it more like a stiff leg deadlift.
Right.
Once I get over that, I can actually put more pressure through the bar. The bar's not going to move off the floor, then it's not going to lift off, because the amount of force I'm putting through the bar, anything below 800 pounds, the bar starts to lift. I don't pull in on it, even before I'm starting to pull.
Right.
It's moving. So over 800 pounds, I can actually hook myself onto the bar and pull myself into it a little bit better. But it's still then. It's only taking me between 5 and 10 seconds, to get set. It's not taking me too long down there.
Okay. What are you deadlifting as far as shoe wise? What do you think is the best?
Slippers, just a pair of slippers, just a pair of flat slippers. Well, when I'm training deadlift, I train in just a pair of socks. I don't do anything on my feet. Just take my shoes off. Just flat feet, just socks. Really flat foot, because on a deadlift you want to be pushing the pressure wants to come from your heels. On a deadlift, if you're pushing through your toes, you're going to go forward. You know what I mean? You can't get. You need to push with a full foot from your heel.
Okay.
Pulling back.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain it. It's the ones who push from the toes. You see them go pull forward, and that's when they fall forward.
Yeah.
So you've got to pull back onto your heels, and you can't do that if you've got a heel on.
Right.
It's just to keep it simple, I mean, I get asked this question lots of times, and it's. People's powerlifting now, I mean, there's so many ways of training out there now, and it's basic, But I think people have got into this thing now, if you don't do this system, I'm not going to name them all, but
I hear you, right.
I'm not saying they don't work, because they have worked for them lifters who train at these places,
right.
But it doesn't have to be complicated, it's hard work. It's the same, I'm sure when you trained, it was basic, hard work.
Very much.
There were no fancy routines, no fancy this and this, and if you don't do that, you don't use that exercise, you're not going to, what I mean? Like I said, I've never used glute ham, I've never used hypers, I've never used good mornings, but I've got the biggest tennis in the world.
Right.
So it's keep it simple, and work hard. Nothing will replace hard work and listening to your body. Yeah.
Where's Andy Bolton at as far as in the mental game before he steps on that platform to pull a deadlift?
Well, to be honest, even before I deadlift, the 2 times I've done 1,000-pound deadlift, I've gone there and I've already done that lift. I've done that lift so many times in my head. There's never one moment when that lift's never gone up. There's not one negative thought in my head. When I've left my house, I said to my wife, how can we so relaxed? I'm going to do it. The training's gone well. I'm strong enough to do it. There's no reason why I'm not going to do that lift. If I didn't do that lift, then there's something wrong. I'd be like, well, what's gone wrong? Something's gone wrong here, because the training's gone right, my head's strong. It's hard to say. I don't know. I don't think it's something you can train, and you've got it or you haven't got it. A self-belief that I'm not scared of the weights. You know, that nothing fears me, like being under the bar, squat bar. Feels like you're going to get hurt. I'm not scared of breaking a leg or something tearing. I'll get it fixed. I'll get it sewn back on again. It's not the end of the world. You know, but some people haven't got that inside them.
And to be the first man to deadlift 1,000 pounds, man, that puts a lot of pressure on you. And that's a lift that I think a lot of people, you know, I know even, you know, when I was competing, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, that no one ever thought that lift was going to be completed. No one ever thought anyone could deadlift 1,000 pounds. And here you are thinking to yourself, man, I could do this lift and I'm going to do it. And you went out and did it. So does the deadlift itself bring more pressure to be that man to cross that barrier compared to the other lifts?
Yeah, the deadlift's something, it is a lot of pressure, and it is to be the biggest deadlifter, and people always expect more. I mean, this is an example. I lifted at the Night of the Living Dead in October. I pulled 985 the week before, or 2 weeks before. I'd gone there and pulled 965. Now, I pulled a weight that only one man has ever pulled. Only me and Benedict ever pulled that weight off the floor. I've done that. I did it 4 times that year. And then people in the crowd would come up to me and said, "Oh, I thought you was gone 1,000." They were disappointed that I'd only pulled at 965.
Right.
And I'm thinking, when I went home, I'm on the internet, the forums, I'll let down, Andy only pulled this. I'm thinking, there's only one man ever who's pulled more than that. You know what I mean? But I've set the bar so high now. If you're not going for 1,000, people are interested.
Right. I just think that the 1,000-pound deadlift holds more merit. To me, that lift is timeless because your lift is about the same lift that Gary Hazy did. It's the same lift that Doyle Kennedy did. It's the same lift because the gear's only going to help you so much.
There's nothing changed in that over the years, has there, really?
Right.
Same belts, the belt and
same
the
shit.
And the fight suit.
And that's it. It just took one man to do it, then the next man take it to the next level, and someone and pass on the torch. Do you feel you need to come to the U.S. to prove a point? Like, so I'm saying, do you think the U.S. sort of is like the... I hate to put you on a spot with that.
if you don't compete in you're right. If you don't compete in US, you're never going to be fully recognised as a great powerlifter. You know, you need to take them on over there and beat them on their own soil. You know, and that's what I've done for them over the years. I've travelled over there for 10 years, and I've beaten American lifters on their own soil and come back home to England.
Right.
So I think that's why I've got a lot of the credit for actually being the one who travels over there. Beating them over there.
I mean, it just seems like you guys just, over the past few years. And I know when I was competing, like I said, powerlifting was always, it was big in Europe, but it just seemed like the bigger lifters are now starting to emerge, from over there. Maybe the popularity just because, of course, it has nothing to do with the strength levels of the guys, where you guys are at. It's just a matter of, I think powerlifting has become more popularized over there, and people were.
It is now. It's popular. It's a big sport now. It's popular. Everybody wants to do powerlifting.
Right.
It used to be a bit of a backstreet sort of thing, I think, in the early years. When I first started doing it, nobody knew about it. I mean, now I'm doing interviews for Flex.
Oh, exactly.
Mainstream magazines now, and they're actually interested in what you're doing.
Right.
So, yeah, it is popular now. I think it's getting bigger and bigger.
Who, and I don't want to say rivals, I want to say in contention, who's out there right now, who are you...
Do you mean in deadlift or do you mean in all three?
I just think in all three, and then deadlift too. I mean both ways, because that's pretty
right. When it comes to total, all three total-wise, I think you've got Dave Hoff from West Side, West Side. Yeah, he's an up-and-coming, he's young, he's lifting getting stronger and stronger. Every lift he's strong in all three. He squats the one that's his weak point, massive bench, big deadlift. Donnie Thompson's out there. If Donnie can get his lifts right, if Donnie can hit them lifts properly and get a squat down, Donnie's got so much power, so much potential to hit the big numbers. Jonas Ratanen, the guy from Finland, he's another one. Those are the big three I can think of.
Who is your deadlift contention? Who's out there for the title?
That's Benedict. There's only Benedict in there. There's Benedict Magnus. He's the man. He's the man. Look, I want to say, he will beat my record one day. I can say that it will be it.
Right. What's the toll on your injuries now? What's everything that Andy Bolton has had to surpass into injury wise?
Well, I've had the long injuries. I started having a torn bicep, my left bicep tore. I've had elbow surgery on a bone spur in the right elbow. I had knee surgery last November. I had damaged patella tendon, inflamed, and the inside of my knee. They're the three main ones.
Yeah. You've been pretty lucky, actually.
Yeah, they're all healed up now. My bicep tendon, that's not a problem anymore. The latest one is my knee. I've only been squatting. I've only done one big squat back in a year. I squatted 1,000 pounds at the Bull Farm meet. That's my first squat in over a year.
How much time do you think you have left? What do you realistically at that level? What do you think you have left?
On a three lift total, 3 years.
Okay.
3 years max. That's because of squatting.
Okay.
On the bench and deadlift wise, another 10 years.
Okay.
Because I've no back pain. My bench is just getting strong now at 40.
Right. Right, you're just coming in your own in that. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Deadlift is great. My back's fine. I've no injuries in my back or anything like that. It's just my knees that ache.
Now, let me ask you this: as far as rep-wise, with some deadlift weights, like what are some of the reps you've done? I like to hear this. Like some of the reps you've done with some weights.
I've done four techniques in that 100 pound. I've done 903 for 3.
Okay.
I've done 1,034 for 2 from below my knee. I've done 500 pounds for 26 non-stop reps, no stopping on the floor.
Right.
Top all the way down. What have I done? I've done 300 for 661 for 15.
Who are some of your heroes growing up? In the sport, people you look up to.
Well, in my day, when I come up in powerlifting, I'll be honest with you, I read a lot of the books. I followed powerlifting. I read about Dave Passanella, and all these lifters, RCD, Anthony Clark, yourself, the Ken Lane, Chris Confessor, Ed Coyne, and them. And I read about them all. I love that powerlifting. Kazmaier were a big thing for me. Kazmaier, I watched him on The World's Strongest Man, and I knew what he did in powerlifting. Right. Ed Coyne, another one. Ed Coyne, were like unbelievable. I couldn't believe what that man could lift at such a small body weight.
People you want to thank, man. I know you have a bunch of people you probably want to thank.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Who do I want to thank? Well, there's the team back in Leeds. Like I say, all the Leeds powerlifting team. They've been with me since day one, since I started training at 18, 19 years old. Yeah. I'm still there today. There's a guy, Bulldog Dave, Bulldog B. You've probably seen him on the videos. He's the guy who slaps me around on the deadlifts. Okay. The John Inzer as well, been great. Comes in as our John. CMP Professional Proteins. Then the website, the AndyBoltonStrength.com. That's my training website. I do online training now, seminars, online training, one-to-one, Skype, consultations, everything.
Oh, cool. So that's all these guys have to do to get hold of you. If someone needs training advice or whatever, they just get hold of you on the website?
Go to www.andyboltonstrength.com, or they can email me at andy@andyboltonstrength.com. And all the contact info's on there. Yeah, any advice for training, program design. I train a lot of people in America now, week to week, online training.
Well, I tell you what, let me tell you this, bro. You are one hell of a lifter. I tell you what, again, being the first man to pull 1,000, to me, I think that is just awesome. Your other lifts are awesome, and I really appreciate you coming on board, man. And anything I could ever do for you, as far as in powerlifting, please come back to the show when you just want to come on here and BS about training or do whatever, man. We'd be more than happy to have you back on the show. It's been great interviewing you, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Andy Bolton, the Deadlift King, and you're also listening to Big Evil's Lair, and we'll be back after these messages.